Welcome to Time by the Tent here at our permanent campsite in the Northwoods of Wisconsin. I'm going to talk about 5 things in which you can implement into your permanent campsite or your weekend camping trip that will help protect you and keep you and your family safer. One being, wherever you park your vehicle, whether it's on a driveway, parking pad, whatever it is, have the vehicle always facing outward so that you can make a prompt escape or leaving if you have to, because somebody's after you, something's after you, or you have to get to somewhere like an emergency situation, a hospital, that you don't have to worry about backing up and maneuvering the vehicle around and then trying to find the exit. Next is a first aid kit, whether you purchase one online or you create your own. Band-aids, gauze, ice packs, the ones that the chemical ones that you pop and then they start getting cold, Q-tips, tweezers, the eye cleaning kit, just the normal things that you wouldn't think that you would need, that you need to put in there. Also keep in mind that these have expiration dates on some of these products, ointments, gels, that you do need to replace at a certain time, but keep that in rotation, have that available, and let everybody in your party know where it is at. For us, it is hanging in the tent, easy access, but if you're traveling on it like a state park or something like that, you want to have it in a location in your vehicle where everybody knows where it's at. Putting your keys in a location where everybody knows where they're at. We have a pocket that hangs off of our tent where the keys go in. Having that in a location where, even if you're camping by yourself, or like where I'm camping at, my wife, when I'm not here, she knows where that's at. When she's here, she knows the keys are there. So if she needs to relay that message to a neighbor, if I call and say I'm hurt or need help, they know where to find the keys in order to get the vehicle and all that stuff. So know where put your keys somewhere where they are easily accessible and everybody knows where they're at. Communication. Oftentimes, you may not want to utilize a cell phone, have your kids have a cell phone, or be tracking through a state park or something like that, because you could lose it. We use walkie-talkies when I go in the woods. We have 40 acres, and at certain parts in the woods, there is no cell service. We have cell service at camp. We have a cell phone booster at camp for additional communications. But whenever I go in the woods, forget it. There's certain times that the cell phone doesn't work until I get back to camp. So having walkie-talkies, just a $20, $25 pair, it doesn't have to be elaborate or expensive, just something that will work within the distance in which you are utilizing it or going to need it. If you're at a campsite and your kids are going to go to the recreational area, you can have them have that walkie-talkie, keep it on their belt, and you don't have to worry about them losing a cell phone. $20 walkie-talkie, they lose it, okay. $200 cell phone or $500 or $600, that hurts a little bit more. Self-protection from either people or animals. This is not so relevant at a state camp park or a campsite where there's dozens and dozens of people around necessarily. This is more for people who are on a homestead or a permanent campsite like we are. We have black bear, we have coyotes, we have wolves. Having a sidearm in the hopes of never needing it, but having it ready. Now, we have each of us, my wife and I, both have 10mm handguns that if we go off in the woods, we do carry that with us for protection. Also, if you are not in the comfort zone or the legalities of having a firearm, you can certainly have bear spray. And you can carry that on your waist. And that will also, in the right conditions, deter an encroaching animal, or if need be, a encroaching person. There also are training apparatuses in which are bottles that you can utilize and practice spraying it, so you're not using the actual pepper spray in a training situation, but you want to know how to use both of these if you're going to go in that direction. And lastly, which this should be something that you always do, is tell somebody where you're going and when you should be back. And if the schedule changes, have a form or a way of communicating with that person that, hey, I'm not coming back at 10, I'll be back at 4. Again, we have cell phone service here at camp, so I can always communicate with my wife if she's not here, saying, hey, I'm leaving now, or I'm planning to leave, and she's always in communication with me. When I get up in the morning, I text her, make sure, let her know that I didn't get injured, or an animal didn't encroach on the tent or try to harm me. So these are some safety tips that will help your camping situation, whether in a state camp, a county camp, a park, or on your permanent campsite. Utilize these. There are people that love you that want to see you come back after your trip is over. Thanks for watching. This has been Time by the Tent YouTube channel.